Boom, baby. How we living out there, boys and girls of the world? Absolutely show back in the saddle. I'm your host, Lee Kimbrell. We're in the home studio of the one and only Nashville Pod Daddy. I'm coming down from Cincinnati. It's Aiden Dunaway. How you living, my boy?
Living great. Again, happy to be here. Absolutely, heads. How are we spreading the word this time?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Every word that was coming out of Aiden's mouth, he didn't know the word that was coming out afterwards.
Trying to roll with the
absolutely heads. How we doing?
Back to Lee.
No. It's fun to just toss the ball over to Aiden in the first 5 or 6 seconds because he's over there twisting knobs and doing levels and shit, and it always throws him off. So that's nice, baby. Yeah. No, things are good over here. Another beautiful day in Middle Tennessee. Weather's been good. I hope you've been getting out. Do I look kissed by the sun at all? I got a little color.
A little bit.
I got a little bit of color. God, I am one. I think everybody is this way, but I am definitely a man who benefits from having a little bit of a tan. It's like you've witnessed it on some of these podcasts. For whatever reason, I got a scratched up face. My face gets scratched up. I scratch myself. Now I got the little Frankie claws coming at me. Yeah. My face gets scratched up. And when you've just got a giant mass of pasty white skin covered in blemishes and scratches, it's not what you want to look. So, a bald guy tan, it just goes a long way. I know I bring up the whole bald thing a lot, but I just got more skin to tan. So it's nice trying to be outside, feeling good. Aiden brought it up, man. Spread that word. You're listening. You're watching, baby. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And, we've snail mail, other ways. I think I'm not trying to incite violence.
Okay.
But maybe a riot or two.
Okay.
Maybe not a peaceful protest. Just go out somewhere at a park, somewhere really public, and peacefully protest the fact that people aren't listening to the pod yet. Because we've got a nice little legion of people who are listening, but we need more, and that's just generally what you're protesting. So you can go out, and if it does turn more into a riot, let it kind of be like a flash mob type situation. Riots don't have choreography. Maybe bring some choreography to the mix. Because if you see a lot of people in a park or out in front of a courthouse just absolutely raising a ruckus, and there's no order to it, you go, "Oh, that's scary. That's a riot." But if everybody's hitting the same moves at the same time, maybe you got a Bluetooth or a cup with a phone in it or whatever, and maybe hit a little choreography, and it'll put people at ease, and then they will be more likely to listen to what you got to say, which is. Listen to the pod. The pod is good. The pod is feeling good, man. I'm feeling great. I just had a weekend on the road. I did some good shows here in Nashville before we left. I was in Lexington with Honey and Baba and Aunt Kelly and Aunt Jolinda and Uncle Steve. Got a big old family weekend in, and it was great. Did shows at Comedy Off Broadway, opening up for Ian Bagg. They were fun. I did a show, when was it? Tuesday in Nashville, which was very fun. It was a private event for a bunch of realtors, and it was a good show, but I did go to war with a lesbian. I fully went to war on stage. It was good show at the lab, working clean, half hour clean.
What do you mean you went to war?
I went to war with a lesbian on stage. She was coming at me, nasty style. Mm-hmm. It was wild. It was it was like a private event anyway. Kind of weird. It's like a bunch of people who all know each other. Your boss is in the audience. It's a bunch of coworkers, or maybe somebody that you bought a house from, or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So already like a weird, not a normal show.
That is odd.
Private events and corporate gigs are strange. Like anytime that you meddle with the audience being other than just like a kind of a group of strangers that needs to meld together into an audience, it's just already weirder. But it was a good show, and I was having a good set. And the other two comedians on the show happened to be black people. And she was really, really into that. And then I walked out on stage. And here's where I really messed up. I think it was my shirt choice. It's spring, man. Some of you guys, I've got a shirt that I love, all right? It's a springy shirt. It's a yellow shirt, and it's got a flapping American flag on it. And it fits me well. It hides my man boobs. I like the color. It's vintage. It feels good. It's a good shirt. And I haven't worn it in a really long time because you don't wear a yellow spring American flag shirt in the doldrums of winter. So I was excited and I put it on. And I really just wasn't thinking. I haven't been following the news all too terribly hard. And it was I'll admit it was a tough look to be wearing an American. It was like the day we dropped a bomb on like a hospital or something.
Patriot.
Yeah, it was. So when I walked out, this woman who is far, far left, I might as well have been wearing a Klan hood. So I saw her like, as I was walking on stage, giving it one of these, dude, I saw this lady like cross her arms and I was like, oh man, she's not going to like me most of this show. So I was like really leaning in and trying to make her like me, you know? And I won for periods of time, but then, there were just a couple things she did. So then she starts chirping me like I would say a joke and she'd be like, oh yeah, buddy, whatever you think, you know, that kind of stuff. So now I'm at war with her and I'm going back and forth and I can't lose my mind at this nice realtor show, you know? So I'm just kind of going back and forth and I'm like, you're being pretty mean right now. I'm not going to lie. And then nervous laughter. And I go, I think that if you were nicer, you'd sell a lot more houses. Huge pop. You can tell by everyone around him that no one likes this lady, dude. She's like the office meanie, and probably makes everyone feel. She probably goes to HR a lot. You know,
also that one cut so deep.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, hit her in the wallet, baby.
Hit her where it hurts.
Hit her in the pocket in front of all of her peers. But it really just angered her more, and she just yeah.
You don't say,
dude. It was so hard to like. There was really no diffusing this.
Yeah,
and it was fun because it's like I was getting laughs with her. I was even making her laugh sometimes, but like you could just tell in her eyes, she was like, "Listen, buddy, I don't like you. You know, you're the problem with America." You know. So it was just a fun little way to be up on stage for a half hour, pretty much just on my tiptoes the whole time, dude. Being clean, man. Being clean for a half hour. Cleanish. I'm getting there. Man. We can talk about it now at this point. Big news in the podcast sphere if you're a podcast. Even bigger news if you're listening to podcasts like me and are a father or mother or want to be. I have been signed by like Nateland Studios. Huge, baby. We're doing a podcast called Life of Dad. And it's me and Mike James and Tom Riles. Mike James, a comedian. He was actually on that realtor show that I did.
Nice.
That was very fun. And Tom Riles, who is a guy who like helped found this brand called Life of Dad. Mm-hmm. So that first episode comes out April 24th. It's in the Nateland universe. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty wild to be moving in to a sphere like that. You know, it's like it's parenting specific and it's got a pretty big built-in audience. And and like I said, it's the clean thing, you know? Yeah. It's exciting and scary because it's like, okay, let's say that podcast does catch a little steam, right?
Which it will.
That's
why you're doing it.
You know, exactly, which it will. And then that maybe starts translating to a little bit more ticket sales on the road. Those ticket sales, those shows, those will be clean shows, you know? Because you can't sell tickets off of the Nateland brand and then go to that show and not be clean.
Right.
you know? So it is.
There's some waters to navigate for sure.
There's some waters to navigate. It's just I'm so excited about it. I would be lying if I didn't say it was just like slightly bittersweet to just get this huge opportunity. But it's, it's 10 years of comedy where I'm like, all right, we got to take it over a couple degrees to that clean side and do that. But the more clean gigs I get, the better I'm getting at it. It would have, like, if I went to war with that lesbian at a show that wasn't a clean show, I would have felt like I had all of my tools in my belt. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have really gone at her. But yeah, no, it's all good. That was the realtor show. What are you looking over there, A-Dog?
Just email.
Okay.
got a stressful one. Sorry.
What's going on in your life? My God, I look over my producer sweating out an email.
No.
He got his test results back. Aiden got his test results back. But the Lexington shows were very, very fun. Couple great interactions. Ashley and Austin, shout out, listeners of the pod, came up to me after the show. Grew up. Ashley went to elementary school with my brother back in the day. I think has kept up with Molly on Facebook, or the way that we've all just kind of kept up with each other on accident with social media. But it was good seeing them. They listen to the podcast. Ashley and Austin, thank you very much. This was wild. I had a couple at the show in Lexington. I was talking to them even before the show. Like, I was standing out in the lobby. They got there while the early show was finishing up, and I'm just sitting there shooting the shit with these people. They live in Nashville. The wife works at the Dollar General corporate office, which is a mile away from my house.
Right. Yeah. That's
so hilarious. I'm sitting there. I'm talking to this lady, and 30 seconds in, I'm just like, oh, I'm within a mile of you every day. Yeah. In Goodlettsville, Tennessee, but we're in Lexington this weekend. And no, they were good. They were good. They said they go to Zanies and stuff. So, picked up some, so Lisa and John, maybe picked up a couple tickets here in Nashville once we start getting some more shows down here. And then another one, Friday show. After the late show, I'm out there talking with people after the show, and this, older, attractive couple, probably late 50s, maybe, but babes, okay. Hot old people.
All right.
They're hot, okay?
I'm following you.
They're hot. Don't get too excited over there.
Okay.
I'm talking to them, and they're like, God, this was so great, man. I wish we could see you more often, blah, blah, blah. It's a shame. We live in Florida. And I said, where do you live? And they said, Jacksonville, which I'm going to be there on Thursday, June 11th. So they're coming to the show and hopefully bringing their entire, presumably, swinger community that they live in. Gosh, if I could sell 15 hot old people tickets in Jacksonville in June, do that in Lexington in April, now we're talking, baby. Now we're freaking talking, man. Very fun weekend down in Lexington. Frankie's the best thing ever still. Not much has changed. Okay, actually, something has changed. The real food. No parent really came in and really hit me with the reality of what that means. Diaper time is way different with the introduction of real food. There was 2 or 3 days in a row where I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm doing a lot of laundry, Oh, man. 2 or 3 days in a row where she's squawking and you pick her up and you go, oh, wow, you have to take a bath. And I wonder what's happened. And you know what's happened? Real food. Once a day, she's getting better at it and she's getting a taste for it. So it's I make a little concoction of some powdered cereal, some breast milk, and how about a blend of root vegetables? I mean, come on, healthy girl. And she noms that, and about 2 or 3 hours later, just geysers. Explodes, man. Jet fuel for her little baby bowels. So that's it. That is what it is. That is what it is. And she's
I was gonna say, was there a blowout? And then you said bath time all the time.
Oh yeah.
I was.
Oh, she went to the bathroom the other day, and I was like, I have to wash your hair. I have to wash your hair, and it's just now starting.
Oh man,
it's just now starting. Like the introduction of real food. Yeah, it's crazy. But she loves my grandparents. She would, but she loves mom and dad, Honey and Baba. She definitely loves Aunt Kelly, aka Kiki.
Shout out to her,
dude. It's so cool being around my mom and her sisters. It was just Kelly this weekend, not Sally, but like Kelly and my mom when they're hanging out, dude. They've known each other for 65 years.
Yeah.
Longer than that. Like they've got inside jokes that are 60 years old. You know? They've got their own little language.
It's like a fine wine.
I mean, it really is. I mean, they know every single thing there is to know about each other. It's just really, really nice to be around. I mean, and they get around each other and they still just seem like little kids. Like a real sentence. This is a real sentence. We're sitting there in the living room and then they get up and they go out on the deck. And then my mom asks Kelly, hey, do you want to go in that field and look for that possum skull? And Kelly was like, yeah. And they just went into the woods behind our house because my mom had seen a possum skull the week before when she was out there hunting for mushrooms. And they came back with just holding a possum skull. And then they got in a fight because it turned out, as Kelly correctly pointed out, was a raccoon skull. So it's not a possum skull at all, but just a giant collection of bones. And yeah, it was just so fun to be around it, man.
Just in the woods, putting the pieces together, man.
Oh, absolutely. Just out in the woods.
That is not a possum. That's
yeah, just they got to get it together. They got to do the math, man. Who killed this raccoon? And it might have been one of our cats. One of the 12 cats that live at my parents' house now. Not 12, but a pretty healthy amount of cats. There's a cat that just showed up at their house 7 or 8 months ago. Great cat. Healthy cat. You could tell it's someone's cat, right?
Oh, okay.
It had a collar with an air tag on it. But it would just come up on the deck and they would hit him with some treats. It's funny. His name's Theo. So they'd hit him with some treats. Next thing you know, Theo's like, walking in, hanging out in the living room, getting a little pet, and then be gone, right? It's someone's cat. But this cat's just always around. And I guess like a month ago or something, the cat got sick or like had a hitch in its giddy up, had some sort of ailment, right? So my dad looked on the collar and hit up the person who owns the cat and is like, hey, your cat is down here. We see him a lot, but I think something's wrong with him. And she was like, oh, we haven't seen him for a while. Thank you. So kind of like a friendship was struck up between my mom and dad and this neighbor that they don't know, whose cat Theo loves my mom and dad. But then there was like this dialogue and they brought him back home and they got him healthy and it's all good. But now the script is flipped because Theo loves coming to my parents' house so much that this lady hit up my dad with a mean message and was like, you need to stop being so nice to our cat. Our cat, like, my daughter cries every night because our cat has chosen you instead of us. And, stop feeding the cat. Stop doing all this to the cat. So it was like 2-week period where my dad just sat on the couch with the blinds drawn, and Theo would come out there and meow. And my dad would just sit there and like try not to cry. And he just ignored him. And then finally Theo walked up without the AirTag on, like he had broken out of the AirTag. And my dad was like, "The hell with this. You're back in the game."
Okay, yeah.
And in the 2 weeks where my dad was ignoring Theo, he hit the lady up and was like, "So have you been seeing Theo a lot more?" And she's like, "No, not really." And he's like, "All right, well, it's not my fault. He's got a couple houses.
Yeah.
Sorry that your cat likes me the most." So it's pretty much my parent. I don't know. I mean, he's there all day.
He gets around.
He gets around. And when the weather's nice and the back door is open, man, what do you want? What's the difference between outside and inside to a cat if the door's open?
Honey and Baba are probably cooking.
It's
in there.
just
It
a
smells
free,
good.
yeah, dude. It's just a free range world. He can just get a handful of treats whenever he wants to, man. Oh, being a cat rocks. When I've been at like being a cat rocks. When I've been like the most depressed in my life, I've thought so longingly, like if you're really depressed and you look at a cat, you have the thought, God, I just want to be you, man. Why can't I be you? Why do I got to worry about all these stresses of life? Why can't I just be a little purring cat stretched out in a sunbeam on the floor? And then when somebody pets me behind my ear for a little bit, I really love it. And then the second I don't love it, I just attack them. But they can't get mad because I'm a cat. I've thought about wanting to be a cat so much, man.
Yeah, everyone's just like, oh, yeah, he's done.
Oh, yeah, I guess he's done with that. My bad. Yeah. Dude, the cats run our house, dude. The little bathroom downstairs, the downstairs bathroom, the sink always is dripping water 24/7, a tiny drip of water. And then the bowl of the sink is just covered in mud because Party Girl just comes in from outside and gets in the sink and just drinks the water, takes a little shower. It was nice, man. Dude, I had like a crazy domestic Saturday last Saturday. I was dadding it up. What'd you think I meant?
It could have gone a lot of ways domestic.
Aiden's algorithm, he hears the word domestic and he's just like, terrorism?
Yeah.
White nationalist?
What did you do, Lee?
No, yeah. No, domestic I've been domestic. I was out in the burbs. You can also domesticate a cat. Hey, nice weave.
I see it.
Not a bad weave. Guy's really becoming a podcaster. But no, Anna worked that Friday night, so it was Saturday morning, and she got home 7:30. She's asleep by 8. And yeah, I just had a morning to kill. And there's a little baseball field really close to my house. Have I talked about Moss Wright Park, this baseball field that's right behind my... It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Okay, so say my house is here. Moss Wright Park is right here, okay? If I could walk to Moss Wright Park in about 8 minutes, but there's a big creek and no bridge. So it's like an 8-minute walk for me to get there. I can hear the baseball games at night. I can see the lights when I'm driving into my neighborhood, but I just can't get there by foot. But it is a 9-minute drive. It would just be so much more convenient to just walk the baby there, then put her in the evil car seat, drive her, put her in the stroller, all this stuff. I digress. It's a great little ballpark. Here's a little life hack for you. It helps if you have a baby because you fit in a little bit more and you don't look weird.
Right.
But the world does seem like it's going to hell in a handbasket right now. It feels like time is speeding up and the way of life that we kind of thought that we knew seems to be getting transitioned or shifted into something else. A little bit. Or that's at least what it feels like, right? Maybe that's not the case, but it just feels like we're just rapidly heading towards this kind of new, whatever, AI, technocrat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You yearn for the days of old. Everyone's talking
simpler times.
Simpler times, right? You want it to be a little bit simpler where you don't have a super powered computer in your pocket. Yeah. That is like designed to make you obsessed with it and give you information and videos and images that kind of lead the way that your worldview goes, right? That's not a simple time. We are not in simple times. We want a simple time. If you crave that, go to your local Little League baseball field on a Saturday morning at like 9:30. It's 1999, baby. Oh my God. It is so nice. I felt like I got into a time machine. I was walking around the Goodlettsville youth baseball fields. God, man. And I would do it without a baby again, but it would be weird if I did. Right. It would feel weird. I've done it in the past. You know, you can't just be a childless man walking around like a bunch of t-ball games.
You walk past the parents, you're like, I have a daughter, she's at home.
Yeah, I so many times I have like wanted to. That's really funny that you say that. I'll be like at the grocery store or something by myself, and I'll see a little girl. I'll see like a little baby girl or like a little 2-year-old girl, and I'll be like, "Hi," and then the mom's like, "What?" And I don't want to just sound like, "Oh, my baby's at home." Like, you know, you're kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place in that situation. But you know, maybe you have a significant other, go with them, because then it just looks like you could be like an aunt or an uncle. And if you're there solo, maybe you could just be an uncle.
Yeah.
But you will need to eventually find someone that you know. Or here's another hack. If you're a grown adult man without a kid and you want to go to a little league like field and watch some games, and you don't want to seem creepy, bring a clipboard. Okay. Bring a clipboard and you could be like a scout. Okay. Which, never mind. I take it back.
There's an eager dad trying to get his kid.
Yeah, I take it back. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to show up at the Little League game scouting either. That's not what you want. But it's just, it was just so nice, man. It felt like it was the exact same thing that was happening when I was a little kid at the Little League field, you know? Yeah. It's just moms and dads with coolers. Dads, the dads who are coaching are like, you know, just a little bit different of a mindset. Like, you know, there was like a couple dads arguing with the umpire on like a coach pitch 7-year-old game, right. Which is funny. Nothing crazy, but they were fired up, you know? Mm-hmm. These were like you're just seeing all these dynamics at play. The concession stand was still there, still cheap, master's prices, yeah. You know? Kids playing wall ball, little brothers just causing a ruckus. I don't know. It was really nice to be at that field because it was like
snow cones.
It was hot dogs, yeah. All sorts of red dye 40, right. As much red dye 40 as you could ever want to eat. But it was like looking back at my past and also maybe looking into my future a little bit. Because when I was there, I was just like, this is what I want. I want this to be like my Saturday morning in the future, you know? I would be a coach, dude. I want to coach, you know? I want to do that. Mm-hmm.
You'd be a good coach, dude.
I'd be a great coach. And will be.
Which is a huge compliment to give some. I say the same thing about my brother Garrett. You're going to be a great coach.
You're going to be a great coach, Gary D. You hear that?
Yeah. Yeah. But you were talking about the dads getting into it. When I was in high school, I umped for like a year or two.
Oh, really?
They get heated.
Oh, yeah, brother.
They really do. And again, it could be like 10, 11-year-olds. It's not even like, it's not even like a state game or, you know, high school game or anything.
No,
like,
it's big to them.
Yes.
It's big to some of these dads. Yeah. You gotta be careful. It's like you don't want the guy to be the coach who also would have joined ICE. You know, you need a guy to walk the line for it to be serious and not. I don't know, man. I was so lucky. I had some killer coaches when I was a kid. I had some really good coaches.
And that's an important thing.
It's gigantic.
Because
youth sports, man, and I'm biased because I played them growing up, but they are really important to the fabric of a kid's life, if you ask me.
Yeah, and if you're putting your kid in, like, very rarely are people putting their kids in sports for any type of, you know, college or professional outcome. It's more so about like understanding how to work with people, having
teamwork,
a boss,
teamwork,
the coach,
how to fail.
Yes.
Public. I mean, it's a big deal. Like to be a 5-year-old little kid who just learned how to hit a T-ball, who just learned how to hit a ball off of a tee, and then you send him out there in front of like what 50 to 100 parents and aunts and uncles and coaches and everything, and you got to learn how to fail, and you got to learn how to fail with grace, and and you got to learn how to succeed with dignity and not like. There's just so many lessons to be learned, and it was just I just loved being up there. I can't wait to just be inundated in that.
Your fit's gonna be crazy.
Oh my God. Absolute high shorts. Yeah. High shorts, high boots. High shorts with my socks pulled all the way up, or full baseball uniform. Baseball pants tucked in with the belt, cleats, all of it.
That would be great. Man,
I don't know. I can't wait. It was so nice to be up at the ballpark. And just, I don't know. It did. No one there was like worried that the world was falling apart. Or at least they weren't in that moment. They were just like watching a bunch of little kids be bad at baseball. You know?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Dude, here's the one thing that made it seem like it wasn't the past. And I'll give it to him. This is how you utilize AI. This is how you utilize AI. Next to each field was a little speaker, like a big Bluetooth speaker. Not a giant cup, not a bathtub, a big Bluetooth speaker. And every lineup, like the kids, it was like in a baseball announcer's voice. Now batting for the Cardinals, Jaden, and then it would play an intro song. But that, they just AI'd that. It wasn't anybody doing it. It's like, on one field, it was a little sister who was up in the field just being like, now batting for the Padres, my little brother, Travis. That's cute and wholesome and great. But, when the kids are like 8 or 9 and they're wearing wristbands and Oakleys and like want to be cool and give them a little intro music with a little Bruce Buffer intro. Yeah. That was tight. I liked that.
Never even thought of that one.
Yeah, not me either. It would have never occurred to me, but that's how you utilize it. Right. Just some dad was like, I know what I'm going to do. This is going to crush.
I do have something I wanted to follow up with you about.
Carry on.
Miller Lite Bandit. Any updates here?
No updates here. I did go by and pick up one trash bag worth of the Miller Lite cans.
Yeah.
Didn't even make a dent.
I need to see this thing.
Okay. Yeah. I'll send you a picture of exactly where it is. And next time you go over to Crystal's to do a podcast, you got to go see it. I was talking to Anna about it, and Anna's down. Anna wants to go and get a trail cam and set it up. So maybe we should. I truly want to, man. We got to catch this son of a gun.
I'm going on Amazon right now to look at
Oh my God! Speaking of dads and cute dad moments, I saw the funniest / sweetest thing I've ever seen in my neighborhood the other day. Which, by the way, I just got to shout out my neighborhood. I love it so much. I gotta give my neighborhood. I'm being serious. It might be a 95% wave back percentage. Like the wave quotient in my neighborhood, it's almost 100%. Because I'm doing laps in that place these days. I am out walking. I'm making friends. I got an old lady's number the other day named Peggy. She lives in my neighborhood, and we pass each other. She's awesome. Peggy rips. You want to talk about not caring what people think about you? You go on a walk. What do? You just walk in a straight line, right? Not Peg. Not Peggy, dude. Peggy is head down, zigging and zagging, man. Short, like she is just walking around. She'll walk around. She'll take 5 steps to the left and then just pivot and then walk. Dude, she is zigging and zagging. You can't catch her, man. It's like okay, if just to visualize if a lap around is 1 mile, she'll take a lap around, but the route that she's taking, she's clocking 2 miles.
I was gonna say she's step maxing.
She is step maxing, dude. Peggy is walk maxing in my neighborhood. Exactly. And so I'm friends with Peggy, and I know Bill, and I know Tony, and I know all these old people that live in my neighborhood. And I just, you just wave. Everyone's waving, man. Everyone's waving. They're driving by. You got to drive slow in the neighborhood, 2025. So it's like if you're walking and someone's driving, there's plenty of time. You're looking up. You hit me with a wave. I had a moment. I had a moment the other day where I waved to like 3 people within 10 seconds. I was walking out, and then there was somebody out on their porch, hit him with one of these. Then a car drove by, hit him with one of those. At one point, both of my hands might have been in the air. I'm out here waving, dude. So wave, and then I turn around, and wouldn't you know, a lady with a dog right in front of me. So I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Oh, we're get dizzy doing all that.
Oh no, dude. The day that I get dizzy from waving is a good day. Yeah, that's not a bad day. But so I'm walking around in my wonderful little neighborhood, and I saw a dad teaching his son how to ride a bike, which is par for the course, right? Seems normal, right? You want to hear the kicker? The dad's also teaching himself how to ride a bike. The dad didn't know how to ride a bike. So this dad was teaching him and his boy how to ride a bike without knowing how to. And it was really cute. I stopped and watched for about 5 minutes, just holding Frankie, like hiding behind a bush.
It's okay, I have a daughter.
Yeah, check it out. This is a baby. Which if somebody thinks I'm a creep already, and then I'm just like, no, look, I have a baby, it probably doesn't make them think, oh, good, he's not a creep. It probably makes them think that creep has a baby. But so I just sat there and watched this guy, like he would get on the bike and kind of wobble and try to figure it out, and then like kind of, have to catch himself. And then his son would get on and do the same thing, and they were just learning how to ride a bike together.
That is wild.
What a moment. Okay, so let's just assume if you're a grown man who doesn't know how to ride a bike, what can we infer about your life? And it probably means that you grew up, I mean, for sure you didn't have a parent who either could or wanted to get you a bike. Mm-hmm. That's a bummer, right? That's sad. Or, that's what you would infer, right?
Yeah.
You never learned to grow a bike. Either you couldn't afford a bike, or your parents were like, I don't like you, you don't get a bike.
If we're getting deep and also assuming that's real, good on that guy for breaking the cycle.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. So if that's the case, and now this guy is, has his son, and not only has a son, but has his son living in a neighborhood with like a 95 to 96% wave percentage, like a nice neighborhood. And now he's got enough money, not only money, but time to buy a bike. Now, you would like, I wish the guy knew more about bikes, right? Because a bike for a grown man and a bike for a little kid aren't going to be the same. He should have gotten 2 bikes. But 2 bikes is way more than 1 bike. So I understand. But it was just really cool. The guy's come out the mud, dude.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you like project stories on the people that you see?
Yeah.
I project, oh my God, to the point where it's kind of like, it enhances my life sometimes, and then it's crippling at sometimes. Where I'll just like fully put this really sad story on somebody, and then I'm like, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're fine. I don't know why it always goes to like, I feel bad for this person.
I think it's because you're trying to see the good in them.
Give them the benefit of the doubt to just be like, yeah, maybe that is it. He's just kind of an optimistic person in that sense.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a way, like, you are projecting the story, but I mean, yeah, you'll never have any way of knowing. But at least it's not like you
just walk up to somebody, hey, by any chance, did like your parents die when you were young? or like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. Did you were you dyslexic, but no one diagnosed you with it? So like you had a really hard time in school and made you act out? Like, what are you talking about? I just work at a speedway.
Right. Yeah. I don't really see the harm in that though, as well at the same time.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine.
But yeah, we definitely all put stories on people.
Oh, 100%. You know what's weird is it's like, not only do we just make stories about people's lives and then put them out there, but it's like the way that I am perceived by other people really isn't in my full control, right? Mm-hmm. Like it is to a certain extent. If you go out into the world and you act like a huge jerk, then people will be like, that guy is a jerk. But then also man, that is just some tired 5 hours of sleep jabbering. I'm trying to say it's like this version of you that you think the world sees you as, it's a million different things, right? Like, yeah. I think I have this idea of how you see me, and it might be pretty accurate, right? We're with each other a lot. Yeah. We're friends, but like the version of Lee in your head is different than the version of me in my head.
Definitely, yeah.
And it's the version of me in everyone's head. Everyone in the whole world that I've ever met, that have ever come into contact with me, it is a different Lee that lives in their head than in mine.
Yes, and that's a really healthy thing to keep in mind, because a lot of the time, if you are upset with somebody or whatever, part of the problem, and earlier I said it's not harmful, but in ways it can be, because sometimes you could be upset with somebody because of the way you're framing them in your
100%.
head.
You are mad at a version of them who they don't even know that you think that they're that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's funny that we're all just kind of going around. And when you're talking to someone, you're like, I will agree to accept the version of you that you think you are if you agree to accept the version of me that I think I am. Mm-hmm. And we can both just pretend that all of this is real. You know? And everyone's just kind of walking around being like, this is who I am. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
no, I think so. And then whenever you don't get along with somebody, it's like, oh, you're not accepting my front.
You
kind of
don't
thing.
Know the version of me who I think I am.
Yes, yeah.
Or or the person sniffs it out, or it's like, or you sniff that out in someone else, and you're like, the person who you think that I think that you are is BS. Mm-hmm. You know, you can smell phoniness on somebody, and you're like, I don't even think that you think that you're this person that you're portraying. I don't know. It's fun.
No, yeah, but that is just the battle we're all having, I think. Whether people would say they are doing that or not, it's like when you look at someone in your head, you have an idea of that person. And that might not be the right idea, even if we're not trying to.
And then every little interaction with them or assumption that you make about them is incorrect because you are operating from a base of a falsehood of what you think about them. You know? So just try to be nice to everyone, because we're all kind of just lying to ourselves and everyone.
You know what it reminds me of is like the two guys that end up having some drinks together and all of a sudden they're best friends. And like, man, I didn't know. Like, we could have been friends all along.
We could have been buddies, you know. We got together on the last day of senior year, dude.
Yes, exactly.
Think about what we could have done if we had been buddies this whole time. And they were like, dude, I thought you were a nerd. And he was like, bro, I thought you were a jock.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, man, I'm an artist.
You know? Yeah, so guys out there, whoever you don't like, they might be an artist.
Yeah, for real. Your enemy might be an artist within. And if next time you're mad at somebody, imagine them writing a poem. Oh, man. Imagine them writing a poem. Imagine them doing a tasteful nude watercolor. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'll get out of here on just a fun little tale from the Kimbrel lore. Which, by the way, had a cool little moment talking about just like lineage and stuff like that. Mike, on Thursday night, my dad went to the show, and he went out to get a drink with his buddy who he went to the show with in Lexington. So it was just me, Frankie, Anna, and my mom at home. So then when I left to the show, I left my mom and Anna and Frankie at home. So I'm saying goodbye to everybody. And as I'm leaving, it just occurred to me, I go, goodbye to the only 3 Kimbrel women left in the family. and my mom freaked out about that.
Oh yeah, you put that on her.
She loved it. She loved it. I mean,
like okay.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I mean that's grandma, mom, and grandkid. Those are the only 3 Kimbrell girls.
Okay.
Those are the 3 Kimbrell girls. Aunt Jolinda, Aunt Jane, Aunt Julie. They're Kimbrell girls at heart, but not by name anymore. You know.
Yeah.
So the 3 Kimbrells, and there's other Kimbrells out there, but the ones that matter to me.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Nick Kimbrell, a guy on Facebook with just, you know, when you downloaded Facebook 20 years ago and you just start searching your last name, I added a bunch of people with Kimbrell as a last name just because I thought it was like funny. But I've just kept up with this Nick Kimbrell guy for like the last 10, 15 years. He's doing great.
Good.
Yeah, no, he's doing great. He just had a kid. Like the Kimbrells are out there keeping that name alive.
Yeah.
We probably share blood somewhere down the line. But the last 3 Kimbrell women, Molly, Frankie, Anna, that was sick.
Yeah.
That was dope. And it definitely makes me yearn for a son next.
Yeah.
Please, God.
Yeah.
Please let me have a son.
Want the name to go on?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, they are about to get here, but that's how Summer got her name, and her mom kept her last name.
Yeah.
And then she was like sad. She was like, well, I want the name to keep going. Her last name was Summers.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
But similar logic. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, Kimbrell's hanging on, but I'll tell the story really quick because I'm about to hop on to the Open podcast with Forrest and Hunter. So, you know, follow that. But this one's funny, just a classic story from my mom and my dad and my Nana. So I went walking around the cemetery one cold winter day with my Nana, and they had just done some tree removal. And on one of the branches of this tree was a perfectly kind of like, you know, dead hornet's nest. Perfectly intact. It's really cool. My Nana's so stoked on that kind of stuff. She grabs the hornet's nest, puts it in her trunk. What a find, right?
Yeah.
What a find.
Big find.
Yeah, you decorate with a hornet's nest. Of course, why not? It's probably this big. So she gives it to my mom. My mom's thrilled. We're playing with it in the garage. My mom goes, I'm about to take you to the Little People Keeper, which was like the little daycare that we would go to, the Little People Keeper. I'm going to bring the hornet's nest you can show the kids. So we're like, all right, hell yeah. Mom puts the hornet's nest in the back seat with me and my brother. We're like 4 and 2 years old. And my mom said she's driving there. And then she hears me just go, a bee, a bee.
Oh, man.
And my mom's like, oh, no, honey, it's not a bee. It's a hornet's nest. It's not a bee. So she doesn't think anything of it. And then, you know, we get to the Little People Keeper and we walk inside and my mom is holding this hornet's nest and she puts it down. And then she said that she just kind of hears. It was the winter. All the hornets were asleep.
Okay.
They go into like a state of hibernation.
And then they came in the warm.
And then they came into the warm and she warmed up the hornet's nest. So there's like 40 little kids in this room and my mom has a hornet's nest this big. She said that she looked down and saw out of the nest, a hornet crawl out that was like 2 inches long. So my mom very calmly went over to the teacher and was like, I have brought a live hornet's nest into this classroom, and you need to very calmly get all the kids out of this room. And the teacher's like, why did you do that?
Yeah, that's a great first
like,
question.
What? And she goes, well, I didn't think it was live, but they're heated up and they're coming out. Yeah. So my mom, all the kids leave, and my mom, as hornets are coming out, just puts it in a trash bag and walks outside and throws it. And she said she threw it in the dumpster, and when she threw it in the dumpster, it exploded. And there were just hornets everywhere. My mom runs back inside.
Definitely didn't tie that bag shut.
Definitely didn't tie it shut. But it's so funny just walking into a daycare with a live hornet's nest, being like, this is going to be awesome for show and tell. They're going to love this giant, huge, weird mud ball stuck on a limb. Yeah, that story cracks me up. And listening to Molly and Kelly recant it this weekend was awesome. So, felt like a good episode to me, Daddy-O. Hope you guys are doing okay, man. Plug the show in June 11th in Jacksonville. Tell somebody you know down in that area to come out to that show. May 22nd through the 25th, I'm at Go Bananas Comedy Club in Cincinnati, Ohio. Got some other dates. Follow me on Instagram to get those, and I love you so very much. Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening, Ashley and Austin.